All right, so let's move on to client updates. Nethermind?
Hi. So we're preparing for a new release, 1.36.0. Yeah, we were planning originally to do this after the balancer fork, but there's a few urgent things we want to include. So I think we're going to do it before. And so because of that, I'd quite like to redo another shadow fork on this new release once it's ready. Yeah, just to make sure there's not everything will be smooth for the fork, but both versions should obviously still work.
So you're saying it's still compatible with the hard fork?
Yeah, it will be compatible with the hard fork because we're bringing it out before, so we just need to make sure it's compatible in case people upgrade before. But yeah, just to sort of to be careful, I think it would be good to run a shadow fork using this new version as well.
Yeah, so we still have the previous. Well, okay, that wouldn't work because it wouldn't go through unless we have a previous state. Yeah, okay. Aragon?
Yeah, hi. So I guess from our perspective, we've released 3.3.2 on Friday, which should be fine for the shadow fork. I think the other thing that we've done is a couple of minor fixes for Shutter, which I believe we should have things working on both Gnosis and Chido now. Essentially, that's it from us from the status perspective.
All right, thank you. I see that Guillaume is not here. Wrath?
Yes, no major updates on Ret. There was a minor RPC issue that Chetna pointed out, because of which the Hive tests were failing. So with a latest release that was fixed, but I haven't created a proper release for it yet. Probably this will go along with Fusaka.
Thank you. All right, so regarding the balance hard fork, so it was scheduled for Monday, December 22nd. We are seeing some contention on the forum. I believe that at this point it is somewhat of a, let's say, minority that is quite vocal to what I'm reading at least, but it might not be the case. So I'm not entirely sure how the hard fork is going to go through. In any case, we are, still pushing for the hard fork to happen. If it doesn't, it's basically just politics at this point. So nothing you need to be involved with at the moment, but yeah, just so you know, there is some contention. So yeah, let's see. For Fusaka, we have again. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
A question on so what do you want us to do with our validators? Switch them over on Monday, assuming Monday's the hard fork?
Yeah, I would definitely want everyone to update for the hard fork. It would be a shame to have done all of this for nothing.
Yeah, no. I'm just wondering whether before that you don't want us, because I if we upgrade Aragon to 3.3.2, I think at the moment we turn the filtering off because we're running the kind of the fix that we did on our validators at the moment.
Wait, but Aragon 3.3.2 should still have the censoring in place, right?
Free the hard fork. Is that? Yeah, okay, fine. So we can just I just want to confirm it's okay if we do the upgrade basically.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I understand, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Aragon should disable the censoring only after the hard fork, and that is perfectly safe. So it should be fine to update now. But if that's not how it works, then yes, we should update.
No, fine. I just wanted to confirm that, just from an operational perspective rather than a dev perspective, that you're expecting us just to upgrade, whenever we can.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's just that DevOps guys asked me, and I didn't actually have a question an answer when they asked the question.
I mean, this is something you guys should, in the end, decide for yourselves if you want to support the hard fork or not. So, I mean,
we're going to support it. I just wanted to.
So yeah, then I think you can update whenever you are comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So for Fusaka, there's still this shadow issue, which we again rewrote the chain for. Now we are having issues. We built this with Lighthouse and Wrath, a fake chain, let's say, and we have trouble syncing any other clients, Oregon or Nethermind, through or Geth for that matter, to Wrath or based on Wrath. So yeah, we're still looking into that. Hopefully we should be able to, we have this chain running now, real time and everything. As soon as we can add another client, we can basically repurpose Shadow, let's say, and go through the Fusaka hard fork on that. Deb has also been doing a lot of work on the DevNet side. So, this is something we were supposed to take over from Nethermind. And haven't yet, but we are doing very good progress on that side. So Deb already did a DevNet for Fusaka completely in-house just for testing and getting experience with it, let's say, on which Eric Gunn and Wrath agree, but Nethermind doesn't. But it might totally be just an issue on the config side at the moment. So if something comes up on that side, we will definitely contact you guys. And then we also working towards shadow forks so that in the future we can do all of this without having to rely on Nethermind as promised in the past, let's say. So yeah, things are shaping up quite well, but it's not going to happen anymore for this year. We're getting too close to the holidays, Christmas and whatnot. So yeah, but I think we are in good shape for to be ready for January, or at least for Shadow, and then we'll see for mainnet. So those are my updates. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
So circling back, the Monday's shadow fork, hard fork is it might not go through, right? That's what you were saying.
I believe that it will most likely go through, but I don't think it's going to be like a 100% update rate. Now, as soon as basically it happens, if it does or doesn't happen, other validators will kind of have to follow the chain that's won the votes, quote unquote. But yeah, it's mostly politics at this time. Internally, we are at this point all convinced that it should happen. We are still trying to convey that in the best way possible. But feel free to join the conversation on the forum. I will actually put the links here in the notes and also on the call. So this is why all the conversation is happening. Feel free to chime in, whether you are in favor or not. This is supposed to be an open discussion after all. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. I saw that Guillaume just joined, so maybe do you have any updates, Guillaume?
Yeah, sorry for being late. I did release over the weekend, and after the deadline, sorry about that. Geth 1.16.7-GC9, which contains the balancer fork activation for the proper date. So yeah, I mix up. I released for the shadow fork, and I completely forgot to add the actual date. So that's why it needs to be done. So there's going to be a new Geth release, probably not this week, but before the end of the year. So I will do the update, but I would advise to go through the fork, through the balancer fork, with this update. Sorry, this 116.7, not 160.8, because yeah, I don't know. I don't know how good it will be, and I won't have time to test it properly.
Yeah, well, I think at this point we should not do any client updates anymore for Gnosis specifically before the hard fork.
Yep, agreed. So yeah, that's it.
All right, perfect. So yeah, we are still pushing for Fusaka internally, but there's nothing you guys need to do at the moment. As far as I know, anyways, all the clients are ready, including for Gnosis. So yeah, we will continue pushing for the DevNet Shadow forks and then and fixing Shadow. But there's nothing you can help with. So yes, next week is the yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, there's no date for Fusaka on Gnosis, right? Not yet.
There is what? Sorry.
There has a timing for the fork been set or not?
No.
Okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So we are working now towards, because basically we used to depend on Nanomines for Shadow forks and DevNet and all of that. We promised that we would take that over. We are working on that, but anyways, there's a blocker on Fusaka, on Shadow at the moment because it had this consensus layer issue that we finalized. So we have to kind of either come up with a new testnet, but I want to fix Shadow by basically doing a weak subjectivity bypass, let's say. So basically, we are rewriting the entire history from when that CL bug happened, because we control most of the validators. So we are going to basically replace Shadow, but with the exact same thing, except that the states or the transactions starting from the issue will not have happened. But at least we are keeping a network that is very close to mainnet, because we have caught issues on Shadow before that didn't get caught on DevNet because they didn't have exactly the same configuration. Then we will go through Fusaka on Shadow because it has the same config, and afterwards we will decide if we make Shadow the canonical, the new Shadow, let's say the canonical Shadow or testnet, or if we replace it with a new one.
Okay, then I
Sorry,
have a question. Oh, sorry, was there someone else speaking?
No, go ahead, sorry.
Okay. Is the balancer fork going to activate on Shadow? Because I'm not ready for that.
No, it's not, because the balancer isn't even deployed on Shadow, so I don't really see any points. So yeah, I don't think we need to do that.
Yeah. I'm a bit torn actually, because maybe it should be somewhat active so that it's not completely different from mainnet. I mean, it's not completely, but you have a fork on the testnet that is not active. Sorry, you have a fork on mainnet that is not active on the devnet. So it's a bit. I don't know. I don't see any problem, but it feels. It feels like it's not really. You don't really know what you're testing, basically.
Yeah, so we also had this conversation internally. My point of view is that, for one, mainnets or Gnosis chain and Shadow are different in the sense that on Gnosis chain we are overriding an EOA that was active before, so it had a balance, it had a nonce and everything, whereas on Shadow it doesn't. So it's not the same thing. And actually, when we did the first Shadow fork, we triggered that issue on Nethermind, if I remember correctly, because it was overriding an address that did not an account that did not exist. So it is not exactly the same thing on Gnosis chain and Shadow, anyways. But yeah, maybe there's a point to be made to also do it on Shadow.
I mean, like I said, I don't really have a proper point. I'm just saying if you're testing something else, you never know what you're testing. I'm just referring to Sepolia, right? The Sepolia Prague fork, the configuration was a bit different, and a lot of clients, I don't remember which ones, but Guess was one of them, had the wrong configuration, and we never knew that this was going to be a problem. until the fork happened and we found ourselves on the wrong branch, on the wrong fork. And this is where my fear is coming from. I don't want to repeat this. If the configurations are different from the two test nets, you know, when you actually do the fork, you don't really know if you don't have a lot of confidence because you actually tested on something different. So yeah, okay. Once again, I'm not trying to blow this out of proportion. I'm just saying it might make sense to consider doing it.
Yeah, I think I mean I definitely agree with the fact that we should think about it. I don't know, does anyone else here have concerns about or comments about whether we should do it on Shadow or not? Anyone from Nethermind or Aragon maybe?
Well, I think it would be better, but for us, I think it's a kind of. I agree with Guillaume's point, which is it's kind of we're relying on the being able to catch stuff on the test net pre getting onto mainnet. So not having exactly the same creates a risk that we think we're all okay. We do a hard fork and then it fails. I don't know how big an issue that is, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. I think I'm going to post a message on the Corner of Channel today with a poll or something to like request comments, let's say. But yeah, I think there's a point to be made here. In any case, we probably won't do it on Shadow before Monday anyways. I mean, we did Shadow forks, which should be even better than Shadow, right? In a sense. Because Shadow at the moment is not in a good state anyways. But yeah, we can definitely discuss it for the next Shadow. Yes, Lukasz.
So for the balancer fork, Shadow didn't make any sense because it has completely different state, right? So
yeah, it has a different states, and the account doesn't exist where it did on mainnet. So
exactly.
to me, it's not very important.
This testing strategy didn't really apply that well.
Yeah. Still, I will post a message on the Telegram to kind of get opinions, and then we can decide on the next call.
Yeah, and I sort of agree. I don't think it was necessary for Balancer because we were directly testing it. It's more it would be better to put it in to Chiado, so at some point in the future we don't fall over this for some obscure, because everyone will have forgotten, right?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, we can have this conversation async, and then let's decide on it next week. Oh wait, well, no, not next week. Next week is December 24th. So I'm assuming that many people want to be here, and the week after is the 31st. So same thing. So we might have to cancel the two next quarter calls. Yeah. So I mean, I will also talk about this on Telegram to check who is here and who isn't, to see if it makes sense to have the call. But if we don't, then well, happy Christmas, happy New Year, and everything else. Are there any other questions or comments first? All right, then, yeah, happy holidays if we don't talk anymore until then, and see you on Telegram.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
Thanks.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Happy
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Bye.